Hi, let's have a look at Cardano, ticker symbol ADA, which can currently be bought for less than $2. So does it make sense to buy the dip? Cardano is the 5th largest cryptocurrency. It's got a market cap of almost 64 billion. And it used to be priced at $3, right? So we came down by 33%. Is this the right time to bet on the Ethereum competitor? Now on this channel, we are not going to look into fundamentals at all. What we're going to look at is technical analysis. And we will look at charts that you've probably never seen before. This is the regular chart that you're probably familiar with. This is Cardano valued in US dollars. And you see the movements everybody is talking about, right? During the very first crypto winter, Cardano went down by 94%. And since then, it went from $0.02 to now a bit under $2. So a 100x. Now that's the chart you're familiar with. But since Cardano is a competitor to Ethereum, why not look at Cardano measured in Ethereum? So the Cardano price divided by the Ethereum price to get relative performance. How much does Cardano outperform or underperform Ethereum? And so that's the chart over here. This chart looks very different, right? It's the same time frame. So that's US dollars, that's in Ethereum. It's the same time scale. But here now we are looking at a long-term sidewards trading range, right? Over here, this peak end of February, that's when Cardano was at around $1.30. The recent peak over here, that's when Cardano was at around $3, right? That's when the smart contracts launched. And the sideways trading range has quite a bit of a magnitude. So if we look at the movement from top to bottom, that's a 78% loss. Or if we look at it the other way around, from the bottom to the top, we are looking at a 360% gain. Now, obviously, nobody knows if this trading range will persist, but I still find it very interesting. It gives a hint where prices might potentially be elevated and where they might be potentially cheap. And currently, we are pretty much in the middle of this, right? If the short-term momentum continues to be bearish, we could, in theory, see an underperformance of 60% versus Ethereum. Now, what does that mean? Say when Ethereum stays completely flat now, which I don't think will happen. It looks like the general momentum for crypto is positive. Ethereum is likely going to continue to rise. But let's just work with that assumption. Let's say Ethereum stays flat and Cardano continues to have a hard time due to competition maybe. That would mean the US dollar price of Cardano goes down by 60%, which would give us a price of 76 cents. So that's quite a bit of room to fall from here, right? Nobody now expects such a drop. But I mean, is it completely unrealistic to see Cardano maybe revisit again the $1 range, something like this? I don't think that's completely impossible. But of course, this is only based on technical analysis. We are not looking at the fundamentals, which I personally don't like too much for Cardano, but I try to keep this video as objective as possible. So I'm really just trying to describe the momentum that's currently going on here for Cardano. And the short-term momentum obviously doesn't look too great. And there's quite a bit of more room to fall. Now there's a very popular way to trade altcoins, and that's with moving averages. So you can take a moving average like this red line over here, and you can adjust the duration of that line. And then you can have a trading strategy. Say you want to be in the market whenever the price is above the moving average. So when prices tend to rise, but you want to be outside of the market whenever the price is below the moving average. So when momentum turns bearish. That's a very basic, straightforward way to trade altcoins. And what I've done for Cardano quite a while back is I've backtested the best moving average for Cardano. So if we have this trading strategy, when we buy whenever the price is above, when we sell whenever the price is below the moving average, what moving average duration, what length here is actually the best? Because you don't want to be too close to the price, right? When you're very close to the price, when your moving average duration is very short, you get a lot of buying and selling signals, which then can mean that you buy high and you sell low. So you don't want that. That's a problem with very short moving averages. The problem with moving averages that are too long though, say we take the 300-day moving average, in that case the problem is that you might enter the market relatively late when prices have already risen by 100%, and you might exit the market also pretty late, and you don't really avoid those 50% drops. So you want to balance this somewhat correctly. You want to find the perfect duration for the asset. And so now let's just look at these backtesting results. Here are the results. This is a backtest of all moving averages all the way from the 2-day to the 360-day. So 359 backtests. The x-axis is the duration of the moving average and the y-axis is the annual return that we would have gotten from that trading strategy. And so we find out the 45-day moving average works the best. The 100-day moving average also works quite nice. With both strategies, we would have got more return compared to simply buying and holding, which would have given us only 312%. So when we look at the graphs, this is how it looks like. That's the 100-day moving average. We are below the moving average. Our portfolio line is flat. We are above the moving average. We enter the market. So that's the 100-day. And here we've got the 45-day. And we can see the end return is higher for both of those strategies comparing to the wide buy and hold strategy. And these differences, they don't look too large, right? But note here, these are logarithmic charts. So each horizontal line here is a 10x. So in the end here, right, we're looking at 100% more per annum. That's quite a bit of a return difference. So now let's look at those moving averages for Cardano. Where are we currently at? And here we go. The 45-day moving average is in blue. The 100-day moving average is in red. And we have just fallen below both of those moving averages. So the recent drop over here in Cardano, historically speaking, that's a massive move. That's where the backtests, they would suggest to sell right now. Now these trading signals, they are not perfect, right? Look at this. This is the 45-day moving average. We do have sometimes wrong signals, buying and selling. And the same goes here for the 100-day moving average, right? We exit here and then we enter again for pretty much the same price. So obviously those signals are not perfect. But when you follow the strategy, at least historically speaking, these moving averages work the best. So it's basically the best that we can work with. It's the best what we have. And so if you ask me, would I buy this dip right now? Simply based on technical analysis, simply based on price statistics, disregarding all fundamentals, I personally would stay away. The relative chart to Ethereum does not look pretty. The momentum based on the moving averages looks alarming as well. And the question really is, what's the risk versus the reward that you can potentially get? And Cardano is at market rank number 5. So it's unlikely to 10x from here. You're taking on quite a bit of risk betting against the market here, and your upside potential is relatively limited. Now there's one more thing to look at, and that's holding Cardano over the long term as a portfolio diversifier to reduce portfolio risk. But before you do this, if you enjoyed this video so far, please give this a like. YouTube would then help to grow the channel. It would be very much appreciated. Thank you. So if you buy Cardano simply to diversify from, say, Bitcoin and Ethereum, you also have a bit of a problem because the correlation coefficient of daily returns to Bitcoin is comparatively high. You're looking at a correlation coefficient around 0.7. Other altcoins have lower correlation. Now these altcoins listed over here are not necessarily replacements for Cardano. Maybe DOT is in a certain way, but it simply gives you an idea. Cardano is already so large that it tends to move with the overall market. It tends to go up on the same days as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and tends to go down at the same days. Smaller altcoins though have more specific price movements. They are less correlated to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if that's what you mainly hold and you only use Cardano to reduce overall portfolio risk, to cancel out those daily price movements, then Cardano is probably not the right bet. The way I look at the data is buying Cardano here at this point in time really only makes sense if you've got fundamental conviction in the project. If you believe that Cardano will overtake Ethereum because of efficiency, if you believe that the decentralized exchanges launched on Cardano will beat Solana, will beat Phantom, and of course will beat Ethereum with the launch of ETH 2.0, which might increase efficiency. If you fundamentally believe that Cardano will win this race, then by all means go against the general trend, right? This is just a reflection of how the market currently thinks. And obviously the market changes its opinion all the time. At times Cardano is super cheap, and then just 1 year later Cardano is way more expensive compared to Ethereum. So the sentiment swings back and forth. And so if the fundamentals in your point of view speak for Cardano, this is a potential buying opportunity. But be prepared for people like me that simply trade momentum, that simply trade charts and statistics. They might be selling now because this does definitely look scary. A lot of unfortunate signals currently for Cardano. So be prepared. A drop might happen. $1 is not completely off the table. But if you've got long-term conviction, that shouldn't scare you, right? Cardano has seen way more volatility in the past. And so that's simply what you sign up for when you invest into cryptocurrencies. If you want your altcoin to be analyzed on this channel, feel free to have a look at the Bitcoin Strategy NFT. There's an auction running ending this Sunday. When you get this NFT, you can decide the topic of the next video. So the link to this NFT is in the video description. There's also an explainer video. Would be great to see you bidding there and support this channel. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. Last but not least, we've got a Telegram channel. We are almost 900 people now. We enjoy discussing crypto. We enjoy discussing altcoins. It's completely spam-free. Simply search for Bitcoin Strategy channel within the Telegram app. See you next time. Bye-bye.